Hi everyone, this is Catherine Preisner, and this is my presentation on the evaluation of health grant opportunities in my community. I am a resident of Hays, Kansas, so my search for grant opportunities was narrowed to my location. Before starting this project, I already had a wonderful organization in mind to discuss. The Hays Med Foundation was established in 1995 as a nonprofit charitable organization dedicated to supporting, assisting, and promoting the interest and welfare of Hays Medical Center, its programs, and activities. As the healthcare industry continues to change and grow, facilities need to be proactive in order to keep up with current modifications and innovations. Generous support from donors, including individuals, families, organizations, foundations, and corporations, have assisted Hays Med in meeting the demands for physical growth and modernization, proactive educational programming, and recruitment of superior clinical and administrative professionals. The Hays Med Foundation is governed by a board of community volunteers. It is a separate legal entity from Hays Med and is the designated depository and trustee for all current and future charitable gift assets to Hays Med. 18 community volunteers serve as board members. The vision of the Hays Med Foundation is as follows. Gifts to the foundation provide vital philanthropic support to help fund life-saving equipment, special projects, and programs from Hays Med that will positively impact the health of our region. When researching grant opportunities within my community, it was important to find out whether the organizations funded grants that were of use to the community itself. Hays is a small community, and Hays Med is the primary medical facility in the county. That being said, although I knew the Hays Med Foundation had grant opportunities, I did not know who was eligible to apply and where and how grant monies were dispersed. Gifts to the Hays Med Foundation provide many opportunities for better health care and added convenience to Western Kansas. What I have listed in this slide are just a few of the numerous projects that are funded by the foundation grants. Although this is not an exhaustive list, it is easy to see that the grant funding provided by the Hays Med Foundation greatly impacts the community. Many of these projects I have either been a part of or have personally benefited from. The annual free drive-through flu drive is an event that I have participated in as a volunteer numerous times and hope to continue to do so, as this is an excellent way to help protect our community members from burdens of illness. I have also received 2 free infant CPR kits from Hays Med upon discharge after having both of my girls. What I have also benefited from is the use of the breast pump. Hays Med offers nursing mothers a private, relaxing area to pump throughout their workday. To add to the convenience, the foundation has gifted the hospital numerous multi-user breast pumps available to mothers when they return to work. And probably one of the neatest projects and most recent that grant money from the foundation has funded is the Breast Milk Donation and Outreach Center. With the grant money, the Hays Med Lactation Department was able to purchase equipment to help establish this project. It is in partnership with the Ellis County Breastfeeding Coalition and the Mother's Milk Bank in Colorado. The Hays Med Foundation impacts our local community in more ways than just through grants at Hays Med. The foundation also provides scholarship opportunities and tuition reimbursement for students pursuing a healthcare profession. The foundation offers these generous scholarships due to donations from certain families. Applicants are required to complete the scholarship application and provide 2 letters of reference either from faculty members or employers. The foundation offers 3 scholarships. The Foundation General Scholarship is available to all students majoring in a healthcare profession. The Bickle Family Scholarship is available to all students majoring in respiratory therapy. This scholarship is awarded on the basis of financial need, academic achievement, references, leadership potential, and career goals. The Judy Folsom Scholarship was established in honor of Judy Folsom and her years of contribution and dedication to Hays Medical Center. The scholarship is available to any student majoring in a healthcare profession. All applicants must be Kansas residents and be enrolled as a full-time student at an eligible Kansas post-secondary institution. Scholarship recipients are required to complete 1 year of employment at Hays Med for each year they are awarded the scholarship. Tuition reimbursement is offered to employees who are furthering their education in a healthcare-related field. I have personally benefited from the tuition reimbursement as I pursue my DNP degree. Employees are able to apply for the tuition reimbursement once per year and can receive up to $1,500 each year. When looking through grant opportunities, it is always important to find out whether the grant or the organization funding the grant provides the finances to projects of your interest. As the HaysMed Foundation provides grant money for healthcare-related entities, I would say that the grant and the organization both fund projects in the D&P subject area. The sticky part about it is that in order to apply for a grant, you must be a HaysMed employee. I am hopeful that my project can be implemented in the already established heart failure clinic and the cardiology clinic that I work in. I would be hopeful that the foundation would grant the money necessary to fund the project, as I am a HaysMed employee and the project can benefit patient care, but that decision has yet to be completely determined. The link to the grant application has been added to the bottom of the slide for those interested. Proposals are reviewed quarterly by the foundation board, and current deadlines are also listed here. When applying for a grant, there are certain items that are important to check off the list. The project must be in some way related to activities such as health maintenance, health education, improved access to healthcare services, prevention, wellness, medical equipment, indigent services, and health information systems. Those proposals focusing on the potential to increase patient care, retention and recruitment of physicians and employees, or business will be given priority. Of most importance, all grants must have a measurable outcome that can be presented in writing at the completion of the grant period. Most of the funding details of the grant proposals and opportunities isn't something we often want to pay attention to, however important it might be. However, as D&P students, we are starting to think differently and more thoroughly, and costs and budgets are things that we are all becoming more wary and conscious about. All grant requests submitted will require a detailed budget of funds requested. In short, the proposal is either accepted or denied by the Foundation Board and Medical Center Vice President. Once accepted, the applicant will receive written notification and the recipient of the grant will be required to sign an agreement contract. The amount of funding requested is presented on the grant proposal and is either accepted or denied. I'm not sure how most organizations do it, but from what I've gathered, there is no price cap on the grants that the HaysMed Foundation provides. I believe that we have already covered the majority of the information on this slide, but I added it again because I wanted those interested to be clear about what the grant is for and who is eligible for its use. As we have discussed, the grant provides the means for numerous projects that have greatly and positively impacted the Hays and surrounding communities. If I had to pinpoint a downfall of the organization as a whole, it would be that the grants are only provided to HaysMed employees. While it can be viewed as a downfall, it should also be looked at as a positive attribute of the grant because it helps to raise awareness and helps to improve HaysMed as a whole. The timeline for the grant is probably one of the most important takeaways from this presentation. As mentioned, grants shall be used solely for the requested purpose. What you write down on your proposal application is what you must use the grant money for. The project must have a start date and an end date and must commence in a timely manner. One of the most important things to keep in mind is that all grant recipients must submit a detailed project performance report, project outcomes, and report of project expenditure within 60 days of expenditure of the grant. So just because you receive the grant money does not mean you're done. Keep a log of exactly where the grant money is being spent and what it is being spent on and when, because the foundation requires a record of all transactions to prove that their money was well spent. Application deadlines are also important to pay attention to. Funding is something that we will need to have set in place before we initiate our D&P projects, so it's time to start thinking ahead of schedule. Grant applications may be submitted at any time during the year, but will only be evaluated in January, April, and October of each year. Deadlines are also listed on this page for your convenience. Although not part of the assignment, I thought that I would add a quick reference for anyone interested in donating to the HaysMed Foundation. Donating has been made extremely easy for all HaysMed associates as well as those around the community. After reviewing this grant opportunity available to me in my community, I am eager and excited to get started with my D&P project. Not only am I appreciative that this grant has the possibility of helping me out with my project costs, but I am even more appreciative of what it does for my community. This grant funds so many amazing healthcare opportunities around the community. Before digging into this grant, I knew about most of the projects around the community, but had no idea they were funded by the HaysMed Foundation. Having something like the HaysMed Foundation available in such a small community really is a blessing. Knowing that there are so many generous families and corporations within our community willing to donate their earnings to help others is really just a humbling thing, and it is greatly appreciated by many. Here are my references, and I thank you all for taking the time to listen, and please let me know if you have any questions.